Well, you guys enjoyed my opinion on every current MLB jersey. Almost 1,000 likes on that video. Thank you so much for the amazing support. I didn't think it was going to do that well. But I saw in the comment section a lot of people want me to talk about stadiums, retro jerseys, and a lot of other things. But as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about all the Major League Baseball hats. Well, the current ones. We'll save a retro one for another video. Now, if this is stuff that you like to see on the channel, make sure to leave a like on the video. That's the best way to show your support. Subscribe if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're talking about baseball all the time on this channel, so if you like baseball, you best subscribe. And get in that comment section down below. Let me know what your favorite MLB hat is. Let me know what you think about my opinions. Let's have a conversation down in the comment section. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. So let's get going into my opinion on all the hats in Major League Baseball currently. We start off with the National League first last time. Let's switch it up. Let's go to the American League first. Starting off with the classic Baltimore Orioles hat. Very nice. The Orioles have some of the best hats in all of baseball. This one in particular is really nice. Black hats, I'm a big fan of in general. It's got the orange bill, orange little beanie on top that does make a difference, and the Oriole looks fantastic. This is a great hat. This Orioles hat, white panel on the front, black on the back, same Oriole logo, orange bill, orange little bean on top. It's a great looking hat. This is definitely their best hat out of them all. I love this one. I bought this hat as a kid. I need to get one now as an adult. Not a whole lot of difference here between this and their other black hat, besides the fact that the Oriole is not on the hat. It's going to be the O logo, but it's a very nice script O logo. Again, black and orange. Something works well about those colors with these hats. Orioles, just good job with your hats. Fantastic. Boston Red Sox have one hat, and it's very simple. Navy blue, the red B on the front, white outline, navy blue brim. It's a fantastic looking hat. Classic look. It pops. It's very simple, but it gets the job done. This is a hat I would like to wear quite a bit. Might need to get me one of these too. Honestly, I need to get a lot of hats. I mean, it's the Yankees. It's probably the most recognizable hat in the entire world. I mean, people who don't even know about baseball wear Yankees hats, and one of the reasons why is because it's just a classic look. It's a good looking hat. I will never wear one because I'm not a Yankee fan and I hate the Yankees, but it's a classic hat, and it would be silly of me to say that it's not a good looking hat. I mean, God, the Yankees just do everything well. Tampa Bay Rays hat, it's a little bit lighter than a navy blue. It's okay. I'm not crazy about it. The TB on the front is decent. I'm not crazy about the light blue outline on the TB for Tampa Bay. It's okay. This isn't a fantastic hat. Probably right around middle of the road. I prefer some of their other hats. Now, this is a little bit different than their actual throwback hat. That's why it falls on here, and they did wear it last year. Same color as their normal hat, but it does get the devil ray or the stingray on the front, which I really do like. This reminds me of the old school look, but it's got a new flair. I love the colors. This is definitely their best hat. The Toronto Blue Jays, classic royal blue color. You got the Blue Jay on the front. You got the maple leaf popping off the hat red. This is an amazing hat. As you guys know, I like all things Blue Jays in regards to their jerseys and uniforms, and I like their hats too. This is a great hat. Don't even get me started on this hat. This one, perfection. Perfection in a hat. This is what it looks like right here. This probably very well could be the best hat in all of baseball. The white front panel, the blue all around, the Blue Jay. It is fantastic. And it's got a little bit of that old school flair on it. I mean, this is so good. I need this hat. Moving on to the American League Central. Now, I know the White Sox wore two hats last year, but the other one really is a throwback that they just included in the season last year. So I'm only going to be critiquing this black hat right here, and I'm a fan. It's very simple, but as many of you know who watch my old videos, I like hats that are black and white. And this hat is black and white. It's simple. The Sox pops off of it. I love a black hat with the white lettering. Plain and simple, but it's fantastic. The Detroit Tigers hat, very plain, very simple. You kind of get that feel with baseball hats. There's a lot of tradition in them. They're very plain. They're very simple. They don't get a little crazy. This is a good looking hat. I don't think it's one of the best, but it's definitely above average. I want to like this hat more because I am a fan of the blue and orange, but the navy color and that orange on the D just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not a huge fan of it. I definitely prefer the Tigers normal hat. I'm a big fan of this Minnesota Twins hat. It's their road hat. They got the navy blue top. They got the red brim. It goes well with the TC logo. Again, hats are simple, but it's all about the color scheme and the placement, and they kill it on this hat. This is the more traditional style Twins hat. This is their home. They wear this quite often. Just all navy blue with the TC. Less of a fan of this one. As you can tell, I do like a little bit of color sometimes in my hats, but this one's still not bad. It's above average. This one's a little bit of a play on their normal hat. They have a gold outline around the TC. Now, you might think it doesn't make a big difference, but I do like this one a little bit more than the regular. I want to like this hat more. I'm kind of like, I thought I liked it a lot more than I did, but after a second glance, It's just an okay hat in my opinion. The red and the blue, it's a little weird. I don't know, it doesn't click in my head for me. The gold around the TC with a blue C, I don't know. I'm not crazy about this one. Yeah, Cleveland Indians hats, I do not like the block letter C. I think it's a horrible look. This is a pretty terrible hat, like especially for 2018. This is boring. Well, you could have guessed that I'm probably not gonna like this hat either because again, this is too boring. This is too simple. There's nothing unique about this hat. That's just a C put on a red hat. Boring, boring, boring. Unfortunately, Chief Wahoo won't be on the hats or the jerseys anymore because it is a little bit sketchy, but it's a great looking hat. I mean, just from a sheer design and look standpoint, that is very good. Don't go too deep into it. Don't go into the history of it. But when you're looking at it just from a sheer aesthetic look, that's a nice looking hat. But this Indians hat right here is the best one that they have. They won't be wearing it anymore, but I feel like this is the Indians hat that I grew up with. I love the navy blue and the red. I think you guys kind of get the gist of what I like in hats. Chief Wahoo pops off there. It's a great hat. It's a shame that, you know, it's a little bit racist and you can't really wear it anymore. But it is aesthetically pleasing. So from that standpoint, I like it. Of course, from the racism standpoint, not a fan. Kansas City Royals home hat, very simple, but I like it. It reminds me a lot of what I wish my high school baseball hats were like because we had the same color, royal blue and white, but this is a nice looking hat. Now their gold version of the KC logo and the new era logo and everything, yeah, I don't like this one. I get it, Royals, King, rich, gold, you go along with that, but this just is a swing and miss. It's not a very good looking hat. Like maybe if it had the crown on there or something, but the gold just looks like it's a dirty version of the home hat. Moving on out to the American League West, we're starting off with the Los Angeles Angels. Similar to their jerseys, it's just super boring, super lackluster. They just throw in so much red on it. Not a whole lot of difference in the red either. It's red on white. It's a boring hat. Definitely one of my least favorite. Houston Astros, navy blue hat, orange star, white H. It's okay. It's probably right around average. I definitely prefer it to their old school logo hats, but it's still not a fantastic one. Now with the orange bill, I like it a lot more. It adds a little bit more flair, adds a little bit more pop, and I think it's better with the orange bill than it is just plain navy blue. Not crazy about the orange hat with the navy blue brim. I think it looks a little cartoonish, a little bit childish. I don't think for an MLB team it's a great look. I know some teams can pull it off. Astros, I just don't think it works. Plus the blue star, it's a weird look. Not a fan of this one. The Seattle Mariners all navy cap is a pretty good look. It's boring, but it's right around the average. It's got the nice S in silver with the teal outline. Mediocre hat. It's not bad. Now this is a much better looking hat. You throw the teal on the brim. This is like classic Ken Griffey Jr. when I was growing up. I remember him wearing these hats, wearing it backwards in the home run derby. This is an awesome hat. And as you guys know, I love the Seattle Mariners, like cream home throwback alternate type jerseys. I love this hat. This is a fantastic hat. The blue, the gold, the Seattle Mariners logo. It all works and it looks great all together. Awesome hat. Oakland A's, you got the green, you got the yellow, you got the white. Hey, it's simple, but it works. This is a good looking hat. I just can't rock green, so it's not one for me, but I like this. The all green A's hat is fantastic. The A is raised off the hat, so it really pops off. It's got the yellow outline. This is an awesome A's hat. Definitely my favorite of their bunch. And then you've got the A's of much lighter green. What is this, like Kelly green or something like that, I think they call it. It looks better with the uniform in total, but as a hat on its own, I'm not a huge fan. This is a very like cartoonish green color by itself. And like I said, I can't wear green really, so this hat definitely would not be on my head anytime soon. Coming down to the final team of the American League here, we're starting off with the Texas Rangers Red Hat. Now, I actually did have this hat as a kid. I bought it when I visited Texas when I was like, I don't know, 14 or 15. As you can probably guess, that means I like this hat, and I do. I think it's a great hat. The T comes off there very well. Everything that they do wrong with their jerseys, they do right with this hat. It's great. And then you got the classic all blue Rangers hat. Again, like the red, it's really good. It's just I got a lot of blue hats, so I didn't buy this one when I went. But if I had unlimited funds at the time, I would have gotten this one too. This is a great hat. Moving on to the National League, starting it off in the East with my favorite team, the New York Mets. Remember, I'm a huge Mets fan, so I'm gonna have bias here. But I think the Mets hat is fantastic. The royal blue, the orange, it pops off there. I wish the new era logo wasn't on there because it does ruin it a little bit, but it's such a good hat. It's so good. The Mets home alternate, not a huge amount of difference on this one by first glance, but if you notice, the Mets logo is outlined in white. I don't like this one as much as the regular one. It's okay. And then we have this abomination of a Mets hat. Yeah, people hated the black and blue hats. Well, this is even worse. I mean, why is the logo in silver? Why is it outlined in orange? This is a terrible Terrible hat. You won't see me owning this hat anytime soon. I refuse to pay money for this. Bad hat. I mean, the Mets don't use silver in their colors. Why is it on the hat? Why is it on that jersey? Yeah, I don't know. Again, Atlanta Braves. I hate them, but I love their jerseys. I love their hats. This is such a good looking hat. I can never wear it again because as a Mets fan, that's like sacrilegious, but I've seen other people wear it, and it's a great looking hat. Even their road hat, very plain, but it's got that same feel to me of the White Sox one and of the Tigers one, where it's got that plain background, but the white pops off there so well. This is another really good looking hat. Washington Nationals Red Hat, their home hat. It's okay. It's very similar to my hometown's W on there, I will say that. But I'm not crazy about this hat. It's probably below average for me. Not a surprise. I like this hat a lot better. The navy top and the red bill, you guys can probably figure out. That's kind of like my sweet spot for me. I like that combination. The white W, it pops with the red background. This is a far better hat than their red one. This is better than their red one, but again, I'm not crazy about the red top with the navy blue brim. It just doesn't work for me. Something about it doesn't click with my eyes, but it is better than the all red, I will say that. The Stars and Stripes hat, it's a cool idea, but you can't really tell from far away. It just kind of looks like a mushed little W on top, so not a big fan of this. And personally, I think the red one looks even worse. This has to be their worst hat by far, because, I mean, zoom out a little bit and you're like, what is that on the hat? Did they just put a stain on there? That looks bad. The Miami Marlins, man. Total rebrand, and they have a horrible hat. This is terrible. The M isn't even raised. Nothing's raised on this hat besides the Marlin. It's a flat M, black M with the color outline. I don't understand who designed any of the new Marlin stuff. This is horrible. I hope it looks better when they're playing in games, because on paper, this looks so bad. So bad! Like, gotta be one of the worst hats in baseball. Philadelphia Phillies Red Hat with the blue little beanie on top, the white P. It's an okay looking hat. I think it's a little bright for the red, but it looks good with their jerseys. Of course, I'm never gonna buy it, and I don't feel the need to buy it, so it's probably below average for me. The Phillies Alternate Hat, I do like. It's got the royal blue top with the red brim, which again, is a little different than what I typically like, but I think this is really good. The P pops off there with a white outline. This is a good looking hat. Chicago Cubs, they got one hat only, and they keep it simple. Blue, royal blue with the red C, white outline. It's a classic hat. I don't think it's fantastic, but it's classic, it's good, you gotta respect it. Cincinnati Reds all red hat, it's okay. I think you guys probably get the feeling with me. I'm not crazy about the all red hats. The white C with the black shadow underneath it is a nice look. It looks better with the jerseys, but alone, this isn't a hat I'm wearing. Now, the red with the black bill, I actually like a lot more. This is a hat I would consider purchasing and putting on my head. I like it. It's just like the red one, just a different bill, but I think it makes a big difference. I think we know my opinion on the Milwaukee Brewers logo and jerseys and everything. I don't like this hat one bit. It's weak. The M at least is raised, which I do like a raised logo, but I'm not crazy about the gold as the outline. It's just, it's okay for me. Now, the Brewers Glove hats, I'm a big fan of. This is the royal blue and the yellow version. It's a good look. I like it a lot. I love the MB in the glove. In case you guys didn't know that, take a look at the glove. It's an M and a B. I found that out only a few years ago, but it's a sick hat. And I've got to say, even their darker blue version is really good. The MB glove looks fantastic. It's a gold outline, more of a gold than a yellow. This is a great hat as well. Just wear these. Get rid of that weird M. I mean, that logo is so creative. MB, that's so good, especially in a time where we're super used to these like really plain logos. I mean, this is a great one. Pittsburgh Pirates, black and yellow, very simple, very traditional, classic looking hat. I think it's okay. I don't think it's great, but it's all right. Personally, I have all the Pirates hats. I prefer this one. Now, you might be going, what's the difference between this? Well, the P is a little bit raised as well, but it has the white outline. There's black in between the white and the yellow. It's a better looking hat. The P pops off it more. Still not one of my favorite hats, but it's definitely better than their just plain black and yellow. Now, unlike most of the other red hats, this Cardinals hat is a classic look. It's so good. The SL with the navy blue outline around it. This is a really good hat. Probably one of the few all red hats that I like. You guys would think I'm a Cardinals fan because I love their jerseys. I love their hats, but it's not the case. I'm a Mets fan. It's just, they're so good at designing stuff. The navy hat, though, on the other hand, I'm not as big of a fan of, which is surprising because usually I like these color hats. But the red SL on there with the white outline looks a little bit out of place, a little bit weird. I prefer the all red there. But then you've got this hat. You've got the navy blue with the red brim, the cardinal bird on the bat. This is a fantastic hat. I love when they wear these hats. So good. I don't know if it's better than their red. I don't. It's close. It's neck and neck. But this is a great alternate hat. Down to the last division here, National League West, and we're starting off with this atrocity of a hat that is the Arizona Diamondbacks. I understand they're trying to do the rattlesnake thing. That's like what they were going for. They're going for that Diamondback look, but God, this is a horrible hat. This hat looks like it's worn by a 6th grade softball team. I mean, this is horrible. Horrible. Great logo, but the hat design is terrible. What are you thinking? I prefer the alternate much more because it gets rid of that stupid Diamondback rattlesnake design on the hat, which doesn't belong there. It has the teal around the outside of the logo, which really makes it pop. The teal new era, actually one of the few times it looks good on the hats. I wish the beanie on top was a little different color than just black, but this is definitely a better hat than their home one. And then this is their alternate hat, which I'm not a fan of. It looks like a batting practice hat. It looks like a spring training hat. I'm not a huge fan of it. The rattlesnake, the Diamondback, whatever you want to call it, looks very cartoonish. It could be better, just not crazy about this. I wish they took the regular Diamondbacks logo, threw it on this hat. It would be much better. And yes, I understand they do sell that version of the hat, but they didn't wear it in a game last year, and I checked with sportslogos.net. That's how I'm getting all these hats. Colorado Rockies, yeah, not a fan of this one as well. At least they have some purple appearing on the hat, unlike their jerseys sometimes, but it's just weird again. Very weak font, very like... I'm not a fan of it. I do like the purple beanie on top, though. That's a nice touch. But the logo, I mean, it's really what it comes down to is the logo, and I don't think the logo is very good. If I had to pick one of the Rockies hat, this is the one that I would at least go with. I like the purple brim, but again, the logo is just so boring, so meh for me that it's still not an even average hat. It's below average. Sorry, Rockies fans. I hate to be ripping on you recently, but... God, just get better jerseys and hats, please. San Diego Padres all-navy hat. I'm okay with it. This is right around average for me. The SD is raised, pops off there very well, but it's just an average hat. Not crazy about it. This is the Padres hat when they wear the camo jerseys, all tan, even the logo. I would never wear this hat. I know it goes with the jersey well, but on its own, it's really not a great hat. This is my favorite Padres hat that they wore throughout the entire season. I don't think it's amazing. I do like their jersey more than the hat, but it's definitely one of their best. And, you know, yellow and brown, it's a little different. It might be ugly to some, but I think it works for the Padres. Los Angeles Dodgers, classic hat. That Dodger blue with the LA and white raised off the hat. This is a great hat. This is classic. This is great. Great. This is top tier hats right here, and it's so simple, but it works. And last but not least, we're going to the San Francisco Giants. I do like this hat. Like I said with the Orioles, the black and the orange works on a hat. The SF is a fantastic logo for the hat. The New Era logo even works on this. It's got the orange beanie on top. Big fan of this hat. Exactly like the black one, except it's got an orange bill, and you know what? It works. This is a really nice hat. As you can tell, I don't dislike a lot of hats in Major League Baseball. I tend to like most of them, and this is one of the ones I like. So I went through all the hats from all 30 teams in Major League Baseball. I'd love to know what you guys think about the hats in the comment section down below. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Let me know. For those of you who are wondering, where's this hat? Where's that hat? I went on sportslogo.net. It showed me every single hat that the team wore throughout the year. As long as it wasn't a throwback, I included it in this list, as well as holiday hats I'm not putting in here. But don't worry, if you want to see me do a retro hat video, I will also do one of those. Just leave a like. That's the best way to show you want more. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and you enjoy the content. We're on our way to 35K. Thank you guys for the amazing support recently. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links in the description. And that's going to take us to the end of this video, so I hope you did enjoy it. It's fun. It's a little bit different. It's good when the news is slow for MLB like it has been the last few days. But that would be the end of this one. YouTube recommends you watch this video as well as this is my most recent upload, so click those, help support the channel. Watch them if you have not yet. I'm promising they're good. And that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.